Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Joe from GadgetryTech.com, and today we're going to review the Accell driverless USB 3.1 docking station. This is an interesting product because it's not Thunderbolt. It doesn't require special software or anything like that. It's designed to make things simple. So chances are you may be in IT and you're wondering if this is good for your environment. We'll discuss all that in a moment. I'm just going to start with the basics. So it's retail for $189.99. You can find it on Amazon for roughly $170 right now, but those prices obviously go up and down. Pretty straightforward device. The power supply on it is just enough to power the USB hub itself. It does not do USB PD or power delivery, so don't expect a 60 or 100 watt output to charge your device via USB. It's just used for data and screen sharing. So you get 3 USB 3.1 Gen 2 ports on the back, which is a full 10 gig. So if your computer handles that interface, you can rest assured that you'll get the most speed out of it using this hub. You won't lose anything. If your computer does not support USB 3.1 Gen 2, it will roll back and work even on USB 3, so that's pretty awesome. I just want to point that out. So you get 3 USB Type A ports, a single USB-C port, and that is intended to connect to your device, whether it be a laptop or a phone, but we'll get into that as well. It also has 2 3.5 millimeter headphone jacks. One of them is for a headphone, the other is for a microphone. It can, interestingly, it doesn't use a combo port. A lot of new stuff uses a single cable for everything, especially headsets designed for phones. This does not come with any kind of adapter in the box to converge the 2 cables together. So if you have a modern headset that uses a single plug, for both audio and mic, you will need an adapter. It's a little Y adapter. You can get them on Amazon for probably $5 or $10. It also has a full gigabit Ethernet port on the back, and that essentially covers it. For the video output, you have a single 4K, which will run at 60 Hertz, and you have a 1080p output. You can run both simultaneously. However, 2 screens at once does require software. So let's talk about performance. So this took me a moment to get to work. I'm using it on an HP Ultrabook. The whole goal of this is for convenience. So the idea is anyone with a USB 3.0 and newer port should be able to plug into this hub and take advantage of all the features that it has to offer. No special software needed. So if you are putting this in a corporate office and you want guests that come and visit to be able to take advantage of a full hub as opposed to just connecting it to a screen, this is really nice because you can have a mouse, you can have the audio connection, you can have Ethernet, everything you need to have a stable setup, and then a single cable to your device. Now this comes with 2 cables. It comes with a USB-C to USB-A and then a USB-C to USB-C. I had them both, they both work successfully. This particular HP Ultrabook is known to be very finicky with USB-C cables or adapters. It doesn't pass DisplayPort through the USB-C. So it's just kind of weird. I did not get it to work successfully with the USB-C cable. However, this does have a Type A and it worked no problem. Now, what's really cool, this does have some driver software on it. Again, I mentioned being able to leverage 2 screens at once. It has built-in flash storage on it. It's 8 gigabytes. It's only about 60 gigs or 60 megabytes, excuse me, are being consumed by it. So this actually has almost like a portable flash drive built into it. It can come in handy if you have a couple programs, again, if you're in IT and you have a couple plugins or something that you want to, the client to be able to install, or if this is for home use and you have a couple really important documents you never want to lose, you can transfer your files to that. It's formatted in FAT32, so don't change it, otherwise you'll lose compatibility with everything. And you can copy stuff back and forth with different devices. So that is really cool. I didn't see that openly advertised. If it was, I missed it, but I love that it has some built-in storage. Really simplifies things from a deployment state. So I'm going to start with the basics. Now this is a USB-C to USB-C cable. I'm going to plug it in on the back. Now all the ports on this are on the back, and including the power adapter. This is a 5-volt adapter. It comes with a European travel plug, so you can pop the plug off of the adapter and switch to both socket types. It is auto volt sensing, so no switches or anything to burn out. It just plug and play. Now I'm going to connect this to my phone and I'll show you just how simple it is. This is designed for Android phone, obviously, because it has USB-C, so don't expect, let's see, let's get that screen to turn on. And there you go. It was super quick. It will prompt you to install the Accell driverless app if you want additional control. I just did that to simplify things. I can, because this does OTG support on the phone and through this, I can see the flash storage that this has built in on my phone, in addition to external solid state drives. And what I really liked, and I didn't know if this would work, so I have a Galaxy S9 Plus with currently the latest software you can have on it as of December of 2020. This is a Razer gaming headset, which does have a combo jack, but it will still work, no problem. My phone, plugged in with the USB cable into this dock, I can play music on the music streaming apps on there and listen to it on my headset. And it actually sounds pretty good. I didn't get any hum or interference problems, stuff like that. Now I did notice when I plugged this into the laptop and I was streaming 4K to this monitor, don't expect a 60 hertz buttery smooth performance. It's doing this through USB. It's not Thunderbolt. It's not a full graphics output, if you will. So because it's being emulated through USB, the performance isn't as good. Now for presentation's sake, opening Word documents, browsing the web, it'll work perfect. Just don't expect this to be your end-all solution for things like content creation where you're doing a lot of media-heavy tasks. It's not meant for that. So as you can tell though, this worked great. Now I can, let's see if I just unplugged it. I pulled something out. So that's gonna boot up real quick. Now, if I rotate my phone, it'll rotate and fit the screen. So as far as the display performance goes, I never had any real issues with it. I just had to enable some permissions on the device in order to share it, because if you don't, it won't output like that. So if you disconnect and plug it back in, it'll prompt you if you want to screen share. If you ignore it, you won't see anything pull up. So make sure you accept the permissions there. So I'm going to switch this to this laptop and we'll get logged in. It'll boot up. It doesn't take long. It'll just enable, and then we should be good to go here. Let's turn it. It'd be helpful if the laptop was on, right? So let's boot this up. And there we go. So by default, it is mirroring this screen. So whatever I see here goes there. You can split the screen if you want to have two separate outputs. For simplicity's sake, the default is a mirror, which I like because if you are doing this in a work environment, you basically want them to see what they're broadcasting, and that'll help. Now, you can see if I go to the output settings here, let's increase the quality to full 4K and go full screen. So you could see that it stutters slightly on the larger screen, but it plays perfectly fine on the laptop. Again, that's just inherent to a USB video output. Now on the laptop, and I'm going to confirm this again just so I'm not blowing smoke here. So when I'm outputting video and I have all this going, the audio quality isn't as good. It seems to be a compressed bit rate. So if you're using this, it sounds like a conference call. So if you're using this to stream high fidelity sound, I would recommend plugging your headset directly into the computer if you're using analog. Otherwise, just if you have a USB-C adapter on your headset, that'll work fine. It's just when you have analog sound, this does seem to compress a little bit to have the bandwidth available for the other devices. I don't know if it's just this laptop, but as far as testing goes, that's what I got. So it's an interesting device. I'm going to start unplugging things because I think this helps explain and show you how it looks and functions. And as you can tell, that was very seamless. I didn't have to install special software. I could install special software if I wanted to take advantage of the dual screen, but either way, so it works. Now, the design of this is interesting as well. This is not the normal, let's close this for background light and distraction's sake. This is not the normal form factor I've seen with docking stations. Some of the Accell products or Kensington products I've reviewed, a little bit shorter, fatter, just a heavier duty piece. Because this is really a USB hub that has an emulated video output, it doesn't need to be too beefy. And because it's not charging your laptop, again, it doesn't need to be too beefy. Now this is long, but I think the idea of that is to make it easy to access all the plugs. It's also thin, so if you are traveling, this will fit well in any kind of a bag. And because it's extremely light, you shouldn't really feel it. Power supply is a normal AC to DC transformer. It's nothing massive. It's all built into the plug. And the cable's long enough. I think it's about 6 or 8 feet. So it's pretty normal. The only thing that I want to point out, I guess, with this is because it's so light, if you have a lot of heavy cables, you may not get it to sit exactly where you want. Accell kind of compensated by putting rubber feet 3 pairs of rubber feet along the bottom to help give it some grip. So it's worked extremely well. The only troubleshooting issue I had is when I was trying to run USB-C to USB-C. If you're having the same issue, try the USB-A plug and see if that fixes your problem. Overall, again, just like other Accell products I've covered in the past, it worked extremely well. I think the included cables are okay. They're longer than a lot of docking stations provide typically. This is a pretty good length. It's about 3 feet, 2.5 feet. So the length is good. You can get longer cables if you want. I actually usually use my Accell Thunderbolt 3 docking cable, or Thunderbolt 3 cable that I love. It's short and made a great connection. This one seems to be, at least the USB-C to USB-C one, it can come out of the connection fairly easy. This one has some good bite, but there's something to do with the USB-C cable I got. You can pop it out. So again, if you're having connection issues, just make sure that cable's nice and solid. Overall, hardware-wise, worked excellent as advertised, and that's all there is to it. So if you're in IT and you're concerned about how well the performance works with machines that don't have software pre-installed, I didn't have any issues once I got the right cable. It worked exactly as advertised, and again, you'll get prompted to install the software. It's the same behavior as plugging in a flash drive into your computer. It says, what do you want to do with this drive? Just open it and view the executable and you can install it. So I'm very happy with the product. I hope this helped answer any questions or concerns you had with this docking station. Again, it retails for $189.99, and you can get it a little bit less on Amazon and occasionally on the Accell store, but even at that price point, I think it's pretty competitive to have that kind of flexibility and performance. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe because I have a lot of cool geeky stuff like this coming out. We're doing a lot with audio and gaming, so depending on what your other interests are, be sure to check that out. Thank you as always. I will see you next time.